Be glad that I'm right. Hey, all gravity, any day above ground living. Hope you're having a fantastic start to your Wednesday. It's Wednesday. Go out there and hump something. 3 years ago, on my young journey of being part of New Black Media, I was on a live, double live with Beatzilla. And I famously said that there's going to be a new crime bill. And Beatzilla agreed with me. And I've been saying that for 3 years now. It's going to be a new crime bill. We got to watch out for this. I even said it on X, and people were like, maybe, maybe not. Well, we may have the framework. Trump put this out 2 days ago. An executive order called the Strengthening and Unleashing America's Law Enforcement to Pursue Criminals and Protect Innocent Citizens. Now, I know it sounds great on paper, but I also said famously through that time between me saying there's a new crime bill and this coming up, I also did say that they were going to unleash the military on the people and figure out a way to suspend positive commentators. I think this is it. So let's look. So it says, by the authority vested in me as president by the Constitution and the laws of the United States of America, it is hereby ordered, Section 1, purpose and policy. Safe communities rely on the backbone and heroism of a tough and well-equipped police force. My administration is steadfastly committed to empowering state and local law enforcement to firmly police dangerous criminal behavior and protect innocent citizens. When local leaders demonize law enforcement and impose legal and political handcuffs that make aggressively enforcing the law impossible, crime thrives and innocent citizens and small business owners suffer. My administration will therefore establish best practices at the state and local level for cities to unleash high-impact local police forces. High-impact local police forces. Okay. Protect and defend law enforcement officers wrongly accused and abused by state or local officials. Protect and defend law enforcement officers wrongly accused and abused. Wrongly accused. Okay, wrongly accused. And surge resources to officers in need. My administration will work to ensure that law enforcement officers across America focus on ending crime, not pursuing harmful, illegal race and sex-based equity policies. The result will be a law-abiding society in which tenacious law enforcement protect the innocent. Law enforcement officers protect the innocent. Violations of law are not tolerated, and American communities are safely enjoyed by all their citizens again. Okay. Legal defense of law enforcement officers. Now, this one should be of particular interest to us. The Attorney General shall take all appropriate action to create a mechanism to provide legal resources and indemnification to law enforcement officers who unjustly incur expenses and liabilities for actions taken during the performance of their official duties to enforce the law. This mechanism shall include the use of private sector pro bono assistance for such law enforcement officers. Private sector pro bono assistance. So he sounds like he's going to bring lawyers that align with cops to the forefront to protect them when they get these brutality cases, which are going to ramp up, to protect them. Got to keep us in line. Section 3, empowering state and local law enforcement. The Attorney General and other appropriate heads of executive departments and agencies shall take all appropriate action to maximize the use of federal resources. Now, he wants to set up state and local, but then you'll be able to use federal resources. What have we said? They're all the same, two wings of the same buzzard. This is the same man who sat during the election cycle saying he wants to kick stuff back to the states. He don't want to deal with state and local problems on the federal level, but you're willing to give federal monies and appropriations to stop crime. Let's continue. Provide new best practices to state and local law enforcement to aggressively police communities against all crimes. Aggressively police communities. Continue. Expand access and improve the quality of training available to state and local law enforcement. So you're going to teach them how to police on the federal level. Okay. Increase pay and benefits for law enforcement officers. Strengthen and expand legal protections for law enforcement officers. Expand legal protections so they can kick your ass and not go to jail for it. Okay. Seek enhanced sentences for crimes against law enforcement officers. Promote investment in the security and capacity of prisons. We're bringing back the prison industrial complex. Isn't this beautiful? Isn't this wonderful? This is wonderful. They're going to ramp up prisons again. This is great. Let's have fun. You got more? I think we got more. Seek enhanced sentences for crimes against law enforcement officers. Promote investment in the security and capacity of prisons, and increase the investment in and collection, distribution, and uniformity of crime data across jurisdictions. So you're going to give them more money to put out FBI data that's still going to be wrong. Okay. He's still hurt that New York City and Chicago don't give the FBI their numbers, even though people can go look for it on their website. All right. Within 60 days of the date of this order, the Attorney General shall review all ongoing federal consent decrees, out-of-court agreements, and post-judgment orders to which a state or local law enforcement agency is a party, and modify, rescind, or move to conclude such measures that unduly impede the performance of law enforcement functions. So he's telling them in 2 months, we want you to clear the deck. We got to start fresh. They don't want to be on the hook for any out-of-court judgments for these cops going after the citizens. No lawsuits. None of this. Isn't this wonderful? Is this what you voted for, MAGA? And if you tell us yes, I hope you know you're consenting for people to run up in people's houses, including yours. I don't think you want that. But maybe you do. It's all well and good until it happens to you. Okay. Section 4, using national security assets for law and order. Do you hear this? National security. Within 90 days of the date of this order, the Attorney General and Secretary of Defense, in consultation with the Secretary of Homeland Security and the heads of agencies as appropriate, shall increase the provision of excess military and national security assets in local jurisdictions to assist state and local law enforcement. This man is acting like there is rampant crime around this country. I hope y'all understand this. This man is really thinking that there is rampant crime across the country. Brother man, why would I be joking about this? This is literally on the White House website. Why would I be joking about this? This live is not a joke. I've been telling people that the government was gonna pull this 3 years ago. I've been saying that for 3 years. Shout out to Jeff Charles. He alerted me to this yesterday. Within 90 days of the date of this order, the Secretary of Defense, in coordination with the Attorney General, shall determine how military and national security assets, training, non-lethal capabilities, and personnel can most effectively be utilized to prevent crime. They are seriously about to put the military into these police agencies. The military. They have National Guard and militarized Port Authority cops in New York City right now. You're going to see that everywhere around the country. This motherfucker is going to have military in civilian police vehicles driving around. Jose Comitatus is about to be suspended. And when the people buck, they're going to, I'm not even gonna get that far yet. We're not gonna get there yet. Let me see. Section 5, holding state and local officials accountable. The Attorney General shall pursue all necessary legal remedies and enforce measures. Jesus Christ. I'm sorry. Let me start again. The Attorney General shall pursue all necessary legal remedies and enforcement measures to enforce the rights of Americans impacted by crime and shall prioritize prosecution of any applicable violations of federal criminal law with respect to state and local jurisdictions whose officials willfully and unlawfully direct the obstruction of criminal law, including by directly and unlawfully prohibiting law enforcement officers from carrying out duties necessary for public safety and law enforcement, or unlawfully engage in discrimination or civil rights violations under the guise of diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives that restrict law enforcement activity or endanger civilians or citizens. Citizens, almost the same. Discrimination of civil rights violations. Oh my God. They had to add DEI into this. This fucking guy. Use of Homeland Security Task Force. Now, this is another big one I need y'all to listen to. The Attorney General and the Secretary of Homeland Security shall utilize the Homeland Security Task Force formed in accordance with Executive Order 14159 of January 2025, protecting the American people against invasion, to coordinate and advance the objectives of this order. By the way, if you don't understand these Homeland Security Task Force, they're already engaged inside your police precincts. They were just waiting to be activated. Now they're activated. 7, general provisions. Nothing in this order shall be construed to impair or otherwise affect the authority granted by law to an executive department or agency or the head thereof. You hear it? The authority granted by law to an executive department or agency or the head thereof. The functions of the Director of the Office of Management and Budget relating to budgetary, administrative, or legislative proposals. This order shall be implemented consistent with applicable law and subject to the availability of appropriations. This order is not intended to and does not create any right or benefit, substantive, or procedural, enforceable at law or in equity by any party against the United States, its departments, agencies, or entities, its officers, employees, or agents, or any other person. The Department of Justice shall provide funding for this order's publication in the Federal Register. Donald J. Trump, the White House, April 28, 2025. This motherfucker is about to put the military on our streets. Now, he's gonna lie to you and tell you it's because of MS-13. Motherfucker, if you really cared about this country, you would have done it in your first term. And the dumbass Democrats that are supposed to be fighting this are going to join this. It's the government versus the people. Which side are you standing with? I don't care how this sounds. Go get your power tools. Habeas corpus, it's in trouble. Y'all motherfuckers in MAGA. Y'all motherfuckers need to go to Australia. Y'all motherfuckers traitors. That's right, I said it. If you in MAGA and you support this, you a traitor. Do you understand? And this is something else I was gonna bring up later, but I'll bring it up again. This motherfucker is seriously envious of what the UK is doing. Yes, he's gonna put the military on the street, fine. He's also gonna have them monitoring what we do online. Not that they already don't do it. They're going to do it worse now. They're gonna come see you. Get a VPN. It's gonna now have to get to that point. Be careful what you say in Discord now. Be careful what you say if you have Telegram. Be careful. And you maggots sit up there and clap like seals every time he does something like this, not realizing that it's gonna hurt you too. Just because you took a picture with this fool does not mean he's not gonna come after you. We're not a democracy, we're a republic. We're not a democracy. If you're a real American, even if you don't like politics, you should have heard about it. You heard about this and didn't say anything, you're part of the problem. Because now him putting this out there, y'all cheering it, y'all just told him that he can determine who's innocent and who's not. You sycophants don't listen. Here's your framework for Crime Bill 2.0, what I like to call the Taking Care of Business Act. July is going to be fun. When the bottom falls out and the people start to get a little crazy, oh, we're gonna launch it quick. Military, get out there and keep the peace. All right. Must be nice. Mm, mm, mm. But this is what they wanted. This is what they're gonna get. And I don't want to hear no bitching. I don't want to hear none of it. Let me see if I saved it. Yeah. This is what they want. Defund the police equals more crime. To fund the police, less crime. If you think funding the police means less crime, you're stupid. Okay, Sister Sam, let me help you since you don't get it. Yes, you can bind it by the federal. It can then trickle down when Congress passes the law or the act. Then it goes to the state and local, and we're screwed. It's like y'all want to come up here and talk about politics and you don't even know. You just looking at it at surface level. This is why y'all get caught every time somebody does something. Y'all like, how did we let this happen? Because you're not thinking. So what happens if they go rogue? It's us against them. This is why I said don't vote for this man. By the way, before we leave, we'll give you a little bit of good news. I just want y'all to see these tweets. I know he was upset with that cop that lost his qualified immunity trial, and he has to go stand murder for shooting some guy 20 times. But we have, before I get up out of here, we have some bit of good news. I want to surprise y'all with it. Yeah, I'm tired. It's been a long day. We may have to quickly eulogize somebody. So this here, David Horowitz, the Horowitz Foundation, that leftist, not leftist, I'm sorry, that wannabe conservative that put over Candace Owens, yeah, him, yeah, he did. He died yesterday, or the day before, I forget what they said. Yeah. So he did die yesterday. Okay. Bye, a-hole. Bye-bye. So there's that. Anyway, y'all. I'll see y'all later. We're going to be moving the live to, yes, it was cancer. We will be moving the live a little bit later, probably around 4 o'clock. I had to move some stuff around. No, what I said, Jerome, was for 3 years I've been telling people that the government was going to institute a new crime bill. And Trump put out an executive order on the 28th that's basically the framework for it. Basically, he's going to allow the military to be on the streets. But I went through it. So on the playback, you can watch it and go through it yourself. Anyway, y'all, I will see y'all in about 7 hours, I guess. And we're going going to have fun because them trolls are going to come in there and try to play with us. And we're not going to fall for it. So, y'all take care, stay safe, and you know what to do when the agents of chaos come mess up your existence.